This video is a part of the STEM Teachers Professional Development Project in Kyrgyzstan for the 2021-2022 year. This video is produced by the Lingua Innovative Education Foundation with the support of the U.S. Embassy in the Kyrgyz Republic as well as the Kyrgyz Ministry of Education. So hello and welcome. Now, one of the big challenges for new STEM teachers, and in general for teachers that are trying to adapt to maybe a new style of teaching, new ideas in teaching methodology, is this idea of moving from a teacher-centered to a student-centered model. So in these next few videos, that's going to be our main objective, is giving you some examples and some model material and some ideas for your own teacher training sessions on how you can, in a really sort of deep, meaningful way, present to your teachers that you're working with to show them the difference between a teacher-centered and a student-centered lesson, to let them really have a sort of a deep experience of feeling what that feels like from the learner's perspective, and then also to look in some quite specific detail as to how you can, as a teacher trainer, how you can set that up, how you can manage that in your own teacher training session, how you can do it in a way that really maximizes the learning of the participants, giving them a really, a deep and meaningful experience, so that at the end they can go, yes, I can see why a student-centered approach might be effective, why it might be good. I can see why this is something I might want to try myself as a teacher. So first of all, what we have here is a contrastive lesson. We've got two lessons with very, very similar lesson content. Basically, we've got a small group of students making an origami folded paper structure, but they're being presented this, they're being shown this lesson, they're participating in this lesson in two very different ways. One, a very teacher-centered model of instruction, and the second one, very much a student-centered model of instruction. So I think what's useful for you as an observer, first of all, these lessons they're not very long, but I mean, for a video, they're somewhat long. They're about 10 minutes each. So we're going to show you each one in a separate video here, so you can sort of pick and choose and look at them as you wish. So in this first video, I'm going to show you the teacher-centered model of teaching and working with students as they make an origami figure. However, before you watch, I think it's really useful, just from a teacher training perspective and from a sort of an engagement perspective for you as the person watching. Before you watch these videos, think about those two basic concepts, because that's also what you're going to be asking your teachers to do before they go through the experience. So think, what exactly does that mean to you as a teacher, this idea of a teacher-centered lesson and a student-centered lesson? And even if you took a bit of time to jot down some notes, maybe a sort of a contrast on a chart, how do you see those two concepts? What are the contrasts? How are they different? What happens differently in those two kinds of lessons? Because these predictions that you make now, obviously once you've made those predictions, then as you watch these two lessons, you can then sort of see for yourself, and you can see maybe my lesson doesn't exactly match your concept, or maybe you see things in my lesson that you go, yes, exactly, look, that's what's different. So anyway, with no further ado, I hope you've thought about it for a minute. But here we go with the first one was going to be the teacher-centered lesson. So here you go. For the next 10 minutes or so, please watch this teacher-centered origami lesson. Okay, guys, welcome. This is our lesson in origami, which is the art of Japanese paper folding. Now, I want you to be very attentive, because I'm going to show you how to make something, and you have to follow my instructions exactly. So we start with this square piece of paper, and you can see I've already folded it, but what I do is I fold it diagonally twice. Can you remind me, Aka, what is this that we're doing? What do we call this?
Origami.
Origami, yes, origami. Where was it invented?
Japan.
Japan, yes. And what does it mean? What is origami?
It's the art of paper folding.
Very good. Yes, exactly. Now, when we've got the two diagonal ones, this is the very difficult thing. So please, I want you to be attentive. This is the part where we get a lot of failures, and I don't want you to get it wrong. You have to sort of push this in and bring this down, because we're going to get like two triangles basically on top of each other. So see, we now have this triangle, but it's got 4 flaps.
Right.
And from this position, actually, a lot of different origami. We can make many different things, but today we're going like this. Today we fold these 2 up. Like so. Always we want to use like our fingernails to get a nice strong fold like this. So we've got these like this. On the other side, we're going to do the opposite. We're folding them downwards like this. Fold this one down and fold this one down. This and like this. So now we've got this kind of uneven shape. Now, on this top, on the part that's kind of square, we're going to fold these in, but we don't want to fold them all the way in. We fold them just so that it's an even line here. And the same on this side. Fold it in so it's an even line there. Okay. Now, this is kind of the tricky part now. Now we've got to fold right here, we've got to fold this in half. Well, not exactly half, but at the point where those are meeting, we make a fold there. And then this section, we want to fold it again, but we want to fold this. This basically gets folded in half, so we got to fold it like this. And now the paper's getting quite thick, so again, we have to do a really nice job. You got to really press and really try to make the folds clean. And when we judge you, we'll be judging, see, I haven't done such a good job because I wanted that to be folded right in half. I wasn't being attentive enough to the side here, so there. That's a better fold. I'm actually quite an expert on this, so I'm able to, assess my own work as I go and improve it. Now, this comes out like this. This comes out like this. Give it a bit of a spring there, and I put the one little eye comes up, and we now have a jumping frog. You see, it's a jumping frog. What do you think?
Well, it looks like a frog.
It looks like not only looks like a frog, but it jumps like a frog, and that's.
Yeah.
You're going to be assessed on, first of all, how exactly you've copied my model, how attentive you are, how clean you are with your folds. I expect your frog to be at least this good. And because I was rushing and I wasn't maybe paying so close attention because I was also talking to you, mine is maybe not even good enough. So it has to be at least this good or better. Now please work individually because I want to judge you on your own work. Please, as quickly as you can, but also as accurately as you can, remembering all of the steps.
I'm not sure I remember all the steps.
Well,
Too bad.
well, I did show you all the steps, so if you weren't paying attention, that's kind of, that's your problem.
Goodness.
I showed you all the steps. You know,
Okay.
I'd really like you to do it based on your attentive. Well, on how you know you should have been attentive during my lecture.
Okay. Not sure, maybe. Is this part?
Please, no cheating. I don't want you working from taking each other's work.
I'm not.
I see you looking over at flowers. I'd like you to try to do your own work, please.
It's not jumping. Why is it not jumping? Why is it not jumping? Are my legs too
Oops.
small?
I think I've folded it in the wrong direction.
Well, if you'll remember when I was first folding mine, the trick is that you're folding it in half twice. So from here, this gets folded in, and then you want this section to be basically exactly folded in half. So when you're so that's basically making the spring. So you've got some quite thick paper there, and it's folded in a way that makes it quite springy.
I don't know, I think I folded it too hard.
Well, let's see. Are you finished? Let's see.
Yeah, they're basically exactly the same, aren't they?
Okay.
Oh,
Does it
nice.
jump?
Started to jump.
Can you make yours jump? Mine jumps. Oh, see, yours at least yours jumps forward. Mine jumps mostly jumps up on its back.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
oh, look at that. Oh,
Ooh.
okay. Well, let's have the little competition here. So as I said, I was kind of rushing with mine. I'm quite an expert, and usually mine are really excellent. This time it wasn't maybe so good, but let's just take a look. How do you think for the lines? I think here I didn't line it up so good. Let's hold yours up similarly. Yeah, yours looks quite good. Oh, yours is exactly half. What about yours? Yeah, the lines are good. And for the compression of the spring, how is your jump action? Yeah, this is jumping quite well. That one's jumping quite well. Okay, I think you've both done it. You've both done it. Then you
Yay.
can stop the timer. Okay, so there you go. We've got a lot of opportunities to sort of dig into this lesson, to think about it, and especially to contrast it with the second student-centered lesson. So for now, I'm just going to leave it with you like that. I'm going to invite you now to watch the next video, which is going to, again, it'll be the part 2, and it will be watching the participants go through a similar origami lesson, but a student-centered one, and that's going to then allow you to do that sort of compare and contrast. So see you in